you are well. The dog has decided to grace us with his presence today. He actually got out of bed. Well, we got up wicked early this morning, so he's had a chance to go out and be silly. Aha, here we are. Ooh, if I do any standing poses, you can't see my head. I will have to fix that. Is that what we're doing this morning? On the mat? Are we on the mat? Good morning, Barbara. Hey, I just talked about how good you were. You didn't have to get on your mat then. And we're gonna have to back it up. Aww, Barbara said good morning. She did. We're not gonna do that part. We're not playing. I know you want to. You can do yoga over there. Go lay down. Good morning, Alicia. Alicia, thank you for my wonderful card. I got it yesterday, and the cute bee stickers on it. So Taylor had the card, and he's like, oh, I love these stickers. So, you know, you get your 21-year-old boy. My boy's a little different. But he's like, these are so cute. I love them. I'm like, I love her. So thank you for my card. I got it yesterday. Good morning, Christy. I'm glad that you're here. All right, I'm definitely going to have to move the camera back a little bit so you'll be able to see me when I'm standing up. Good morning, David. I love all those hearts. That makes me happy. All right, got my coffee, got my notes. So we are going to need a strap today, or a leash, or a rope, or a belt, or whatever you have where you can grab that leg. My microphone is plugged in. Let me see if the light came on. I made a checklist. I even have everything typed and already in there. It's in, but the light's not on. You good catch there, Alicia. Let me unplug it and replug it. There, it came on. So here I did my checklist, and it still wasn't working. That's going to be a little better. So you can see whenever I stand up today. Yay! With this mic, it's a really nice mic. I bought it from B&H. B&H is typically, you think of a photo place when you get it, but it's a really, really big store. It's in New York, and they have a big online presence, and I ordered it. It's a Shure, S-H-U-R-E microphone. It's $150. It's really, really nice. But it has a lightning plug where you just plug it in the bottom of the phone, and that's why I have to take off my case every time I use it, because it won't always sit flat, but it doesn't always click on. And I put it in but didn't look for the green light this morning. Good. I'm glad you can hear it better. All right, so you see that I even got everything typed in this morning. Let me put this over here. Here's the notes this morning. So today is gentle, but not easy. So a lot of people will come to my gentle yoga class thinking that, we're just going to sit on the mat and sing Kumbaya the whole time. And nay. So gentle doesn't necessarily mean easy. So what's the difference in something that's gentle versus something that is difficult or challenging? Duration. So I'm holding my hand out here. That's a simple movement, right? It's not a big deal. I'm not holding a weight. But in 5 minutes, ask me how your arm is doing, right? So the duration of those postures is what makes them challenging, even though the posture themselves might be simple or easier to achieve. So that's what we're looking for today. Yay, good morning, Petra. And I don't know, good morning, Josh. I don't know if you guys can tell from where you are, so I'm just going to go ahead and give my excuses now. This is where we really get to know each other, right? You think you know somebody, everybody's like, no, so I'm a vegetarian. A lot of people didn't realize I had a dog or whatever. I'm a fountain pen fanatic, like freak. I like to still write letters, and I like fountain pens. I like the nostalgia of it. Well, the only thing with fountain pens is occasionally you have to clean them or change out the ink, and sometimes they explode on you, which is what happened with me this morning. And I happen to be using black ink. And in a time when we're all supposed to be washing our hands and be fastidious, people are going to think, ooh, she dirty. But no, I have black ink. I have literally like scrubbed the fingerprint off my fingers to try to get it off, and it's not coming. It's just going to have to wear off. So that's what that is. On my German Lamy All Stars Safari pen. Love it. So what happened, Petra, is I am live, and so it probably came up on your feed, not your actual page, but your news feed, and that's why you were able to find it. The reason why I tell most folks just to go straight over to my Facebook page is if a lot of people post, the feed may go down and make it harder to find. So we're getting ready to start. It's 7 after already. So you need to make sure that you have a strap or a belt or a leash or anything. See, this is this one's kind of short, but it'll do, right? You want to be able to grab the foot. That's what we're using it for today. If your knees tend to be sensitive, you'll want a blanket. I just kind of put all the bells and whistles out today. All right. Got everybody settled here. One more drink of my coffee and we'll get started. He's finally calmed down. All right. We're going to let the head come forward. Feel the back of the neck stretch. Head comes up, right ear, right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. And back to the center. Lifting pelvic floor. Pull that navel in. Find your breath. Now from here, we're going to open those eyes. Lace those fingers out, lifting up. Nice tall spine. Looking up. Find your breath. We're setting our intention. We feel connected through sits bones as we gently turn to the right. And you don't always have to just set your intention there. Anytime throughout the practice, you can change what your intention is or what you would like to do. It makes it a little more organic that way. You're in this posture, your mind's clear, and as you start stretching, layers dissolve, and you go, you know, this is my intention. I want to do this now, and do that. We find the breath, we breathe into the heart, we let that left shoulder come down, right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. And back to the center, hands come out and up. And over to the left. Tall spine. Good morning, Valerie. Good. Glad you got that dog leash ready. 3, 4, 5. Right shoulder comes down, left hand comes up. So again, for those of you who are signing in, we'll need a strap today or a belt or anything that will help make your arm longer. 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come back up. And back to the center and forward. Lengthening through the spine, we're hollowing out the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we start to come back up. We're going to change the cross of the legs here. We're going to put that right arm down, left arm reaches. Nice long spine. We're turning that rib cage up, opening towards the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. Bending at the elbow, twisting through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come back up. We're going to come to the other side. So we have to contract through that side so we can lengthen through this side. Good morning, Betty. Nice to see you. Kyla, yay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right arm comes up. Bend at the elbow. Twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. Slowly we're going to come up. Hands come behind. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the chest up. Opening through the throat, through the chest. Coming forward. Lift those hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come down as we come up. Backs of those hands come together. Release. Now we're going to gently release those shoulders. Kind of lifting up here. I'm going to take a forward fold. Lift these hands up. And try this again. Maybe you lace your fingers the other way. Much better. Now I got a pop. Much better. Bottoms of those feet come together. Nice tall spine. Find your breath. Smiling. Lifting pelvic floor. Pulling forward. Nice work here. Now we're going to see if maybe we can get those elbows down. Maybe this is as good as it's going to be for you today, and that's all right. We're going to hang out here, but we're going to try to hang out in this posture for a 20 count. 1, 2, 3. Where's your breath? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See if you can walk it out a little more. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We slowly come back up. Bring those knees in. We're going to hug them just a bit. Maybe a little rock here. And that's a lot of work. This is where that work starts in that gentle practice. This duration, duration, duration. We had a little movement, allowing everybody to get checked in. We can find our breath. We feel connected. We're going to sit comfortably again. Now, whatever that is, if you can sit crisscross applesauce, however that's working, we're going to let those arms press out. Now, as we press those arms out, it's like we're pressing the walls apart. We allow the pinky fingers to pull down towards the floor. So we're really getting a big stretch in those hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that finger come up. Ring finger comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that finger come up. Middle finger comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that middle finger come up. Index finger comes down. Nice tall spine, lifting pelvic floor. Where's your breath? Where's the length of the posture, the energy flowing up and down the spine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that finger come back up. We're going to rotate, turning thumbs up. Hitchhiking. Tall spine here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to open the hand, put the thumb in the palm, wrap those fingers around the thumb. 1, 2. Now we're going to start to pull those pinky fingers down towards the mat. Now this duration, now you're probably starting to feel these postures. Your heart rate's probably going up a little bit because as it gets harder, you're holding your breath. So keep pulling those pinkies down towards the mat. 3, 4, 5, gently release. Let those arms come down. That's a lot of work, right? Roll those shoulders back. Roll them forward. And stop. We're going to now come into steer pose, which is then cow face pose. So I'm going to allow my right leg to be on top of my left one. So it's this posture here. Now, if this is tight still because this is early in the practice, you can allow that left leg to come out. We're going to lean forward. We're hollowing out the belly, lengthening through the crown of the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, as we come up, because this right leg is on the top, I want this right arm to come over. Now I'm going to let this left arm come behind. Let's see if we can grab those fingers. Nice tall spine. Now once we feel that rotation in the left arm, because it's the one that's going behind the back, we let it soften just a little. We lift pelvic floor, hollow out belly. We begin to hinge at the hip, lengthening forward. We feel that work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're coming back up. And gently release. Maybe that arm that was behind you is a little grumpy. So we're just going to kind of move that out. And switch. So, my left leg's on the top, right leg's on the bottom. If your hips are tight, bottom leg straightens. Now, from here, we're just going to fold forward, just kind of priming the pump, so to speak, letting the back stretch out, the hips stretch out before we add the element of arms. Again, poses, duration. We're adding and increasing the posture. So it doesn't seem like the duration's longer, but we're in the pose longer because we keep adding more steps to the pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come up. Now, my left leg is up, so my left arm is over. Right arm is under. Let's see if maybe we can grab those hands. Now, once we have those arms or those hands, maybe you use the strap here because you already have it near your mat. You can come forward. You're going to feel that one that's rotating behind you, super, super active. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come back up. Gently release. And maybe do some movement here with this right arm because it was behind you. Nicely done. Now, from there, we're going to come back into cobblers. We're going to do cobblers several times today because that's a centering posture. The steer pose, we crossed one way, then we cross the other way, and that's a little on the asymmetrical side. So we want to balance back out here. Feel the work in the hips. If your hips are still tight, you can continue to move those feet forward, lengthening through the crown of the head. 1. Smiling. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, slowly coming up. Bring those knees up, cross and roll, which is going to be good to help stretch out the back and those arms from that work. I miss seeing you guys in the person, but I'm glad I get to connect here online. Someone sent me a funny meme yesterday, and it was a picture of a raccoon. He had his hands out and switched. And it said, "The raccoon is the mascot of 2020. He always washes his hands. He wears a mask. And if you rearrange the letters of raccoon, it spells corona." I was like, okay. It did make me laugh. And bring those knees in. We're going to reach down, grab that right foot. We're going to lift it up. Nice rotation. We feel that work in the hamstring, into that back body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to let that leg come out to the side. So remember, we're adding all these extra little elements on things today to make them the duration a little longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that leg back up and let that leg come back down. We're going to lift that left one up. Feel that hamstring lengthening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We allow that leg to travel out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that knee back in, and we're going to put that foot down. Now, from here, we're going to try to see if we can balance in a cobbler's pose. So you're going to grab those feet, see if you can come onto your butt, hanging out here. Then, if you've got this balance, see if maybe you can lift up. Woo. Find that balance. If you need to bend your knees, that's okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We come right back. We're going to try to stay balanced into that cobbler's pose. And gently release. Now, as we put those feet down, we're going to bring those feet hip distance apart, and we're going to drop those knees over to the left. We're going to sit up in this posture. And so this is an IT band stretch here. And we kind of want to play with this just a little bit. That's how we're going to get the duration in this posture. So you're going to take a posture that's relatively easy, making it more challenging because of the time you spend in it. So that right hip is really coming down. We're leaning into it, but what we're going to do this time is we're going to turn towards this knee that's out, and we're going to see if maybe we can lay down over that leg. Keeping this one kicked in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk your body over even more. Feel that work. And 5. Slowly, we're going to come up, but as we come up, we're going to see if maybe we can do that rotation where we can put that hand down here, stretching the wrist, or maybe you can bring that foot in, grab for a bind, and turn that wrist under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. We're going to let that foot come off the thigh. I'm just going to bring them over to the other side. We're going to sit up nice and tall. So we're sitting up tall, left hip is coming down. We're feeling this work. As we sit up, we find our breath. We lift pelvic floor, hollow out belly. 3, 4, 5. We take heart, turn towards right knee. We start to lay down over that knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to see if maybe we can walk that body a little further to the right and sink down. 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly come back up. We're going to turn back to the center. We're going to take this foot. We're going to allow it to come on top of the thigh. Reach around, grab that foot. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just do the wrist stretch, and that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Release that arm. Release the foot. Bring knees back up. Nice little bounce. Nice, right? Wasn't too much. You had places that you could stop and just wait. You had places where you could breathe. You had modifications. We're going to reach forward towards the feet. And we're going to just try to surrender to the floor. We're going to find our breath here. We're going to feel those hamstrings engage. Now, those hamstrings can be quite stubborn. And they're going to have a tendency just to hang here and just not want to give up and just continue to be tight. But as you stay here and you begin to breathe and that feeling of fight or flight leaves you, which means the body starts to chill just a little bit and going, okay, I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm not like dropping into a split or something where a muscle might get pulled. I'm going to soften. Now, as those hamstrings begin to soften, we begin to soften up into glutes, into QLs, into that lower back and sacrum area. And a little different type of feeling starts to happen. Maybe you start to feel it in your lower back now. Maybe you feel like the chest and the head can sink down towards the shin. 1, 2, 3, 4, Nice work here. Again, duration makes everything different. In the beginning, you're like, oh, this is a good stretch. And then you may go through different kinds of feelings. Maybe after a while, you're like, oh, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Is it that you can't breathe, or is your brain trying to find reasons for you to sit back up? And then slowly we're going to walk those arms right back up. Well done. We're going to bring the leg over. So we're not going to bring it all the way across and lean forward because we've already done extensive steer pose today. But we do need to get a twist in. So we're going to put the right foot on the outside of the knee. We're going to slowly start to turn to the right. Nice tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to grab that foot and we're going to rock it out a little bit. Good morning, Aunt Mimi. Nice big stretch here. We're going to take this right leg and we're going to place it on the inside of this thigh. We're going to lean forward again. But as we lean forward, we already experienced those hamstrings really lengthening. We want to push back and a lengthening here. So try to think about this area. That's where we're going to target. So as we lean forward, we're trying to push that hip back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really push that hip back and away. 5. We're going to come up. Right hand comes behind. Press down to lift. Left arm reaches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Booty comes right back down. Right foot comes into thigh. Left knee comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. We're going to do a little bounce. Left one comes up and over because we're just doing that twist part. Nice tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center. Give that a little bit of a rock. Feel that hip stress in the joint begin to release. We're going to bring the foot to the inside of the thigh and begin to lean forward. We're going to push left hip back and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we come up, left hand comes behind. Press down to come up. Lengthen through the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes down as the butt comes down. Foot comes into the thigh. We're going to lift that right leg up. Nice work here through the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Release that out. Bounce it out. So we're getting ready to recline. And when we recline, we're going to need the strap. So when you lay down, make sure you have that pretty close to you. Okay. So we're going to slowly roll back. Pull those knees into the chest. Nice rock from side to side. We're going to come into happy baby. Nice work for the hip. We're going to try to pull that right heel in towards the chin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let it come back up, but now extend it out. Now that's very similar to what we did earlier when we were balancing on our bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that foot back in. Now we're going to move to that left one. We're going to pull that left heel in towards the chin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend that leg out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that foot back in. Cross those legs. So I have my right one over my left one. Whatever you do is fine because we're going to switch in a moment. So I'm pulling those ankles down and then up towards my armpit, trying to get the thighs to the chest and flattening the lower back. Gently release, down and up. Really? And gently release. So we have those knees into the chest. You're going to grab your strap. You're going to put that strap on the bottom of the right foot. Left foot comes to floor. Now, once you have it, we're going to extend left leg down to floor. Grab the strap in right hand and allow it to come out to the side of the body as far as it will go. And this is already a challenge. We're going to put that left hand on the left hip to try to remind you not to let that hip lift. 1, 2, 3. This is all about duration. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to bring that leg up. We're going to switch hands. So we're going to take the strap, put it in that left hand, bring it across the body. I'm a little close to the shelf today, so we're just going to rest here. And 1. Hollow out your belly. 2, 3. Feel that work all down into that hip, in that hamstring. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to bring that leg back to the center. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend that left foot and put it down. So you see that left foot's on the floor. I'm going to take the strap off the right leg and I'm going to bend it, but I'm going to rotate it out and place that ankle on the knee. And now pull that knee in. You're going to feel that work in the hip. Now we already tried to pre-stretch just a little bit with that strap. And you'll feel there's a little bit of difference here. 3, 4, 5. Let that foot come back down. So this is so much different. We haven't ever done this before. I want you to take this right foot, place it on the floor underneath. So what's happening is your ankle is under where your knee is, as if it was sitting on top of the knee. So literally, I just took this shape where the ankle was on the knee and just let that rotate to the floor. Now, with this leg laying on the floor, we're going to pull that left knee back up. Ho, ho, ho. When you looked at me at first, you're like, oh man, that's going to be so much easier because my foot's not on my knee. Nay, nay. Feel that stretch. So we want to try to remember to keep this leg down. This right foot is pretty darn close to my left, where my left glute would be. I have my foot flexed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to release that foot down, and rest. Maybe pat your feet, get some blood flow. We're going to get that strap. We're going to move to the left leg. So we put the strap around this left leg. Now once we get it on that left foot, you're going to let that right leg extend down. Once it's down, you're going to grab that strap and open out to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to bring that leg back to the center. We're going to grab the strap with the right hand. We're going to pull it across the body. Feel that work all the way into glute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So nice. So we begin to make our way back up, bringing the leg towards the sky. Now from here, we're going to let this right knee bend, foot comes on the floor. We're going to let that strap come off. We're going to bend at the knee, and we're going to see if we can place that foot on the knee. Slowly we start to pull right knee into the chest. So we feel that work. We feel the rotation. We feel that work. 2, 3, 4, 5. And granted, that was a long 5, but we needed it. We're going to let that right foot come back down. We're going to let the left foot come under and down. So how is that working again? There's a space between my right foot and my right glute. I want to stick my left foot through there and let my left knee rotate down. We're going to bring the right knee into the chest again as if that other ankle was on it, but it's not. You're going to feel the quad go, what the actual heck are you doing to my leg? Nice work here. Again, gentle does not mean easy. 3, 4, 5. We're going to gently let that foot come down. And release. Windshield wiper those legs. Stretch them out. We feel that work for sure. That one is a new one. And it is effective. And I love it. 3, 4, 5. And back to the center. Pull those knees in. Cross at the ankles. Rolling up. Now from here, we're going to come on over to hands and knees. And this is where you're going to want to maybe put that blanket under your knees if they're sensitive. But we're going to come right back into a child's pose. We feel the booty kind of sink back towards the feet. We walk those hands out really long with the body. Nice stretch here. Now, when we come into child's pose, a lot of times you can't get the forehead to the floor because of your knees or your feet or your hips or a combination of all those things, and that's okay. But we're going to see if we can bring those knees out, make them wider. And once we get them nice and wide, we're going to see if we can sink down, letting the belly come down between those knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we're going to lift up enough to do thread the needle, but we're going to bring that thread the needle into the child's pose instead of staying on hands and knees on the table. We're going to let that right arm come up, but we're going to thread it through, but shift the hips back, sitting back into that child's pose and putting that shoulder down. Nice rotation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly we start to come back up. Let's try the other side. That left arm comes up. We're going to thread that through and start sitting the booty back. Sit the booty back. Extend that arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. We turn those toes, down dog. Bending and stretching with those legs, lengthening through the spine, filling in lower back. We let that right leg come up, bend the knee, open through the front of the hip. Now while we're still in that pose, we're going to square off those hips and extend that heel up like you're kicking towards the sky. Now, don't get high. You don't have to go high, because as you go high, you start to change the alignment of the hips. Square the hips, even if you're like kicking towards the wall, and you're going to allow the leg to be parallel. We want to push through that heel. 3, 4, 5. We're going to put that foot down. We're going to switch. So at the beginning, we let it lift. We don't care about alignment. We're going to let that knee bend. We're going to open through the hip, feeling that work. 3, 4, 5. We're going to now extend that heel straight towards the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That foot comes down. Bending and stretching. Knees come down. Come to child's pose. Let's do a vinyasa, a little type of sun salutation here on the floor. It's more vinyasa than sun salutation, but you'll get it. We're going to inhale those arms up. Lift, 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 lift. Open through the chest. Come out, goal post arms. Hips forward, hips forward. Are you breathing? Are you breathing? Inhale those hands back up, lengthening through the body. Hinge at the hips, allowing those hands to come down slowly, 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 slowly. And down. From there we inhale up into table with a cat back, really, really arched. As we exhale, knees, chest and chin, elbows are in by the body, slowly lowering the body all the way to the floor. Lift that chest up. Open through the heart. 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly lower the chest here. We want to be able to increase that time that we spend in these back bends. So we're going to just do a several here on the floor. So we're going to lift up into that small cobra. 2, 3, 4, 5. We lift the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to lift those hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lace the fingers together. Lift the chest. 1, 2. Feet are still together. 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to roll back down. Nice little rock here on the front of the body. Were you holding your breath? Maybe. We're going to press to table, front table to down dog. Bending and stretching. From here, we're going to rotate to plank. This is a perfect example of something that is gentle. By gentle, I mean not complicated. Plank. We're just hanging out in plank. We're breathing. We're trying to push the mat down instead of ourselves up. We're activating through the fingertips. We're really working the core. And we need to work the core because we just did so much back bending. We want to put some abdominals back in it. But we're in this plank. We're still holding this plank. And what normally we just kind of pass through or looks pretty easy as you push yourself off the floor becomes difficult the longer you hold this posture. So this is definitely one of those places where duration makes a big difference. Like when we were seated earlier and we were going through those fingers with those arms out and the tops of the arms were getting so tired and we didn't have any weight. We were just holding our hands out to the side. And so here we're holding the weight of our body up and we're like, holy smokes, how long can she possibly talk? We're going to put those knees down. We're going to come into child's pose and rest. We're going to open and close those hands. So again, you can take a simpler practice and just add time to it. Changes everything. Now from here, we're going to come up. We're going to let that right leg come forward. Nice lunge here. We're going to feel the front of that left hip open. We're going to crawl up that leg. We're going to let those hands come up and out. This is a 20 count. We're going to feel the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Bring those hands down. Shift back some. Lengthen this front leg, but mostly relieving pressure on the back of left hip. We're going to bring right leg back. We're going to let that left leg come forward. Feel that stretch. Good morning, Randy. Nice to see you here. I love your new book. Slowly, we're going to come up. And lift those arms up. Bring those elbows out to the side, pushing forward, opening through the heart, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let those hands slowly come down. Buenos dias, Palacios. Nice stretch. We feel that left hamstring stretch. We feel that release in back hip. We're going to bring that left leg back into child's pose. Now, from here, we're going to come into a squat. A lot of people either love it or hate it. There's not a lot of, I don't care one way or the other, right? I'm a lover of squat. Some people are not. So we're going to come to toes, and from toes we're going to turn back and come into a squat. Now there's going to be some folks that this is difficult, not just because of the hip. I have a lot of friends who've had foot surgery. So they either have plates and screws in their ankles or in this big toe. Some people have had bunion surgery where the bones started to go in, and you know, a lot of times that first response, especially in the West, is just to shave this bone off instead of to realign the bones because they got out of alignment in the first place. So sitting like this is uncomfortable. It works through plantar, so for those folks, or some people who may wear shoes all the time, this is uncomfortable. 2/3 of the world sits like this every single day. It's good for digestion, helping you feel grounded, opening the hips, releasing the lower back. It is good for so many things. It's like that go-to posture. And so hanging out here is really, really important. So if you could just do this, I mean, for a minute, 1 full minute. Is that how long it takes you to heat your coffee in the microwave if you use one? Could you not sit down like this on the floor while you wait? I mean, the only hazardous thing about that is you'll notice all the dirt on your floor and then want to make a clean spot. But if you just found places in your day, maybe you choose to play with your pets this way, or pull weeds this way for at least a little while. Something where the body starts to make this shape to release the back, release the hips, work through feet and knees. It's definitely going to increase your longevity, and it's going to make it where as you age, if you should fall, you can get up again off the floor because of this posture. So we want to continue to lean forward. I'm trying to get my shoulders to go past my knees. And it may be that you lengthen and let that butt come up some so that you can lengthen out and then sink back down. You can get deeper. You can take a strap and put it around a doorknob and really lengthen this way to try to let the spine be longer. You can get deeper in the hip. We're going to hold this for just a little bit longer. If you feel like you're going to tip over, you can always grab a mat. This one's not as heavy as the one I normally use, but it normally weighs about like 9 pounds, and you can just hold on to it and kind of sink your booty back. I don't want to go back too far. He will nip me in my booty if I land on him. He's asleep. He doesn't care if food goes $1 a kibble. 3, 4, 5. Rolling forward. We're going to put those knees down and maybe sit if you can. All right, we're getting ready to come down for Shavasana, but that was a long time to sit and squat, and your ankles may bother you. So what we're going to do, it's really important that we do this often as well. I'm turning just so that you can see. Let's just kind of work through your foot. Maybe pull them in the opposite direction. Maybe just work through the toes. Touching your feet will help you feel grounded and connected, because a lot of people, they don't touch their feet. Helps get blood flow, helps you feel like if something's going on there too with the arch or in the bones. And we'll switch. Nice work. And gently release that out. So we're going to come to this mat. We're going to grab those knees and we're going to see if we can roll back a little bit. Little rock from side to side. So where duration can make a pose challenging, duration can also make a pose more relaxing. And so we're going to end our practice doing some twists, some deep twists that you add duration to. So we're going to put the bottoms of the feet flat. We're going to put that right leg over the left. And we're going to cross in tightly. We're going to lift the booty up, slide it to the right, Then drop those legs to the left. Nice deep twist here. Try to soften those arms, letting that right shoulder travel towards the floor. And release. We feel that work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your breath. We remember back to our intention. We notice our breathing. See if when you exhale, you can release any tension you're storing in your body. We're going to slowly bring those legs back up and uncross them. Back to center. Right leg in the center. Left leg comes over. Cross tightly. We're going to lift the booty, shift it to the left. We're going to bring those legs over to the right. Nice rotation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to slowly bring those knees back to the center, uncross, come back to center. Hands come beside the body. We're going to press down through the floor, lift the booty up. We feel that contraction in glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly roll down and lay those legs down. Softening those hands down towards the body or onto the floor. We relax. We come into a shavasana that best suits us, so if that's using blankets and bolsters, do that. The back body sinks down to the floor, top body sinks down on back body. Release feet, ankles, shin, calf, knees, thighs, glutes, pelvic belly, lower back and navel, mid back and solar plexus, shoulder blades and heart, we let the collarbones lift, the face softens, the neck extends. We notice the breath here. Inhaling up back body, exhaling down front body. Really releasing fatigue and any stiffness that might still reside in the body. we're still aware of our intention without allowing our minds to wander. We can feel that full breath of inhaling and exhaling, feeling the changes and the challenges that we experienced in our bodies. Now, for those of you who want to stay there with your fur babies and relaxed, please do so. Just pause the video, pick it up when you're ready. But if you want to sit up, we're going to start moving those fingers and toes. Maybe we stretch a little bit, reaching above. Point those toes, lengthen out. Pull one knee and the other in. Maybe they make it all the way to the chest, rocking it out. And gently rolling to right side. And slowly we come up to a comfortable seated position. We settle in. We feel the work. We allow the head to turn to the right. We allow the head to turn to the left. And back to the center. Hands come to the heart. We remind ourselves of all the amazing things we have in our life to be thankful for. We send out love and kindness and compassion. We end the practice with an Om, if you're comfortable. Inhaling. Bowing forward, namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. Thank you for joining me today. Go safely, be happy, hug the ones you love. Even if it's virtually, send them cards. It makes a difference. Thank you for sharing your morning with me every morning. And then we're going to make some changes soon. So when we get back in the studio, we're still going to try to broadcast at least 2 classes a day from the studio. Maybe not daily, but definitely at least twice a week. So thank you for being here with me. Kisses from my house to yours, and puppy scratches as well. Bye.